Today's day we begin again. Yeah. Good morning, boys and live with Keith and friends are bringing you a brand new beginning. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where excuse
when something negative comes up.
Building muscle through blood flow.
Nobody is expecting God.
If your lady's saying that, you're just
Being as a super food.
be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Has my sleep been good? Is that it?
Somebody once said, "You can never begin again." Well, hell with it. I'm saying today's the day you begin again. Yeah, the Morning Loop, Mornings in the Live with Keith and friends are bringing to you live. It's January 1st, 2025. Dating the show. Yes, we are here. Keith Bilous, host of the lab. You got Marty over there. You got Johnny over there. You got producer Jimmy on the buttons. We're making him famous in 2025. And you got Tommy in the Mornings in the Lab community. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Enzo. You are in the future. Good to have you here on the first day of 2025. Listen, today's a big show. It's a fun show. Jory Jensen is joining us today to talk food. It's all about new beginnings today. And I got some revelations dropping in the lab this morning. Jimmy, let's bring up the boys. Let's see what's going on here this morning. There they are. We got Johnny in the black with the red text and the red hat. We got Marty with the baby blue and the white text with the red headset. Keith got it right. And Uncle Keith's got the red headset, the blue robe, and nothing on underneath. And hey, nation, just a reminder, this is an explicit show. So if you got kids around, I would invite you to put headphones on or walk them out of the room because we might offend them sometime through today's conversation. What is going on, boys?
What's up? Happy New
what's
Year,
happening, baby?
Happy New Year. Oh, we got to get this out of the way, boys. We got to get this out of the way. Marty, we got to go back to the past. My dear brother Marty, we got to do this. Good morning, Enzo.
What's up, Zoe?
What's up, Zoe? Good to see you from the future. How are you today? And I want to talk to my boys, Marty in Maryland, Johnny in California. Johnny's a couple hours behind us in the new year. So, Johnny, I'm going to give you a heads up, man. 2 years ahead, 2 hours ahead of you. Not much different. Nope, just 2 hours ahead of you, pal.
What time did you wake up?
I got up today at same time, 4 o'clock. You?
Well, then you're only an hour because I got up at 3.
Oh, perfect. There you go. Awesome.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Yes. How are you, Marty? How was your night last night, brother?
It was cool, man. I didn't do nothing. Got on my podcast and went to bed.
Yes. I
Don't
love it.
really do much, man.
I love that. How about you, Johnny? How was your night last night? Did you any fire? Johnny, yesterday you were like, I might try to grab 15 minutes so I can stay around for the fireworks. Did that happen for you last night or what?
Well, I basically told my neighbors, a buddy of mine, I said, look, you're not gonna get me till midnight. So if you want me to be here for the fireworks, you have to do like 2 displays. You have to do one before I head out of here, and you can do the other one at midnight for everybody else. So he actually he did about a third of them when I was still there, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
these are the ones that, because we're out in his backyard, and he's shooting them off his dock. We're talking 50, 60 feet away. These are the fireworks, and these things go off. You can feel it in your chest. Sounds like a kind of a boom. Just that sound, and then it shoots way the hell up in the air. These are like the ones that you see at like the fair, like they're like full blown mortars.
Fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, where is that happening within your community, Johnny? Is that where that was?
Yeah. Yeah. We have, it's pretty cool. This place where we are, most everybody here it's a second home. So everybody here is,
fun.
doing well. And so like the fireworks the displays get put on, people spend some bucks. The one at 4th of July, it lasts full blown 15 minutes. I'm sitting, sitting in a lawn chair looking up and my fucking neck gets sore by the time this thing's over. You know, and these are the full blown, like, I mean, you could feel them when they go off. It's cool. I mean, these are the big boys.
Fireworks are a fascinating thing, eh? We humans love fireworks. We just sit back, crank our necks up in the air, and just watch things explode. We just want to watch them explode. It's oh yeah. And we're obviously that technology is pivoting to drone displays and so forth. But I'd say some of the biggest fireworks displays I've seen has been Disney World, Disneyland my entire life. Like they spare no expense, as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and these things are expensive too. I mean, my neighbor at 4th of July, he spends like 10 grand on his fireworks.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not fucking around. We're not talking bottle rockets and fucking ladyfingers.
You're not talking or 10 grand.
No, dude.
Entertain fucking community. Yeah.
It's even synchronized with fucking music.
Dude, that is awesome, man. Wow.
Yeah,
Marty,
I wasn't fucking around when I said fireworks is flat. I mean, I've gone to many fairs, you know, with my kids, you know, and this is better than the many fairs that I've seen.
Yeah. We're going to have to get a fireworks budget for the show for 2025 so we can let up some big-ass fireworks in 2025. Speaking of 2025, so I have a revelation, Johnny and Marty. You guys have no idea what I'm going to show next. And I don't believe in what I'm showing.
What makes it so fun, my brother.
I know. And I don't believe in what I'm showing next, to be honest with you guys, to be really honest, actually. But I'm doing it, and when I explain, you guys are going to get it. Because great leaders go first. Even if they might not believe in it. They want to show others that there's a possibility, that there's a way. And sometimes you have to put your differences, your opinions aside and say, you know what? I'm going to go first. And I'm going to go and help people that maybe are struggling to achieve something. So today we know a lot of people, Marty, Johnny, like to take today as a day where like, oh, I'm starting a brand new thing. I'm going to start a new resolution. Yeah, exactly. Hate it. I fucking hate it all. But there are still some humans that need to think, Marty or Johnny, well, so if he goes first, I'll go next. Or if he goes first, I can do it. Or if John can do it, I can, right? So I said to myself yesterday, I'm going to do something today. Not only are we dropping that $1,000 contest today on the Substack, guys, details dropping later today. Yeah, $1,000 we're going to give to regular listeners, but you got to be a subscriber to the Substack. But what I also did, guys, is I got to live my life anyways for the rest of my life. I shared with you guys a few weeks ago that I know when I'm going to die, and I know that if I change, so here's some hints, nation, as I'm dragging you along here. I know that if I change some habits, I can live longer. I know that if I can change some habits through the rest of my life, I can live longer. So I'm going to take today's calendar for many of you that need a start date. Don't do it Monday, guys. No, we're starting today. I've been doing this my whole life. I'm just going to.
That's the fucking problem when we go by the name of the fucking week.
I agree with you, brother.
Waiting for what? Waiting for.
Exactly. Exactly, Johnny. Believe me, I'm with you, brother. I'm building up to show everybody you can fucking do this.
Or they say you start fresh.
Yeah.
What the fuck is start fresh?
So here's my invitation. It starts in your own mirror. Johnny, Marty, there we go, boys. I laid it all out to bear. Yesterday, I told everybody I was dropping my robe. Today, there's my robe. I'm standing out next 365 days, no scales involved.
I got to put this on the horizontal so I can get a bigger picture and get a gander at this in here.
Bodybuilder Keith on full display. No scales. We're just going to go out there, boys, and we're going to go live our life, and we're going to make good choices. And then
I got to tell you, I'm going to give you a little compliment. I haven't been giving you enough credit.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, that's it. You got a little more good tissue on that frame than I was suspecting.
Jimmy, we got some good shorts later, man. So, but Johnny and Marty. So here's my Johnny. I believe you're going to support me in this. Actually, I know you are. I don't have to question that. I'm just having some fun with it. And I know Marty, you are as well. But here's my plan. I'm living my life on full display on Substack, and then it's going to go behind a paywall. And every single day, I'm taking a picture. And gentlemen, I'm inviting you along for the ride. And I'm going first. And we're putting all the scales away, right, John and Marty? Don't need a scale. Just go in the mirror. Scale doesn't fucking tell me nothing. I am not, hear me clearly, guys. Hear me really fucking clearly. I'm not here to lose weight. Nope. I don't even know what I weigh today. My plan is in 365 days from now, you're going to see a different picture of me, and I'm going to look different. And that's the plan. I'm going to focus on nothing but whole ingredients, single ingredient foods. And when I fuck up along the way, guys, I'm going to tell you guys, and we're going to share it on the show. So basically this show, guys, I'm waking up anyways. I'm documenting my journey on Substack, and Marty and John are on the ride for me. And I'm doing that with, I'm starting that in the mirror, and it's got to start here first. So boys, there's my revelation this morning, guys.
Keith's an athlete.
That's
man.
it, brother.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that's how we're going to do it. Yes, and Jimmy's here. And yes, a bent piece of wood. Speaking of pieces of wood, we were talking yesterday about pieces of wood. I got a text from Mr. House yesterday evening. He's like, Happy New Year. And mine doesn't bend. It's like, oh. For those of you that were tuning in yesterday, we had a big discussion around, in 1991, they ran some MRIs, and they asked a couple to have sex in the MRI. And while they were having sex in the MRI, they discovered that the penis, when inserted into the vagina, doesn't bend. I'm sorry, it bends. It's not stiff. And there was a big joke about that whole situation yesterday. That's these things. Our equipment actually bends along the way. So, all right, we have Jory Jensen joining us here at the 45-minute mark. She sent me a text today. Should I join the show? I'm like, yes, the boys are missing you. I'm like, they're wondering why the hell you haven't been around. So Jory's going to join us here. We're going to have some fun conversation. And but I got something to throw on the table here before we get to the accountability check-in. And I know that Johnny will appreciate this one. Pooping before you exercise, gentlemen, having a shit before you exercise has an incredible effect on your performance. And that is a fact. Statistics and science is supporting that. Before I get into that, Johnny, Marty, talk about the fact that going for a shit helped you perform better. And I'm thinking about you, John, when you went to the wrestling ring, the bodybuilding stage, the strongman competitions. You've talked about not wanting to shit your pants when you're having to pick 300-400 pounds, but we're talking day-to-day stuff. Gentlemen, if you want to perform better, both cognitively and physically, go for a shit first. Johnny.
Well, I think on that level, when you're really dialed in, your body's on a kind of a schedule, you know? So like when I'm really in tune, I'm getting all my shitting out of the way in the first part of the day. And then then like right now, I would say, I mean, if I was in like a really hard gaining phase where I was really trying to put on tissue, I might be shitting throughout the day. But like if, in terms of like if someone's just trying to recomp, like say what you're doing, right?
Yes.
You get into a really good rhythm. Your sleep's on track, your shitting's on track. So you get that stuff. It's your body kind of gains a schedule. So shitting before a workout just may not be part of the schedule of the body.
Yeah. Well, and I see your comment there, Guido Plana. And listen, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I invite you guys to subscribe to the channel, like it, share it with your friends. It does seem like common sense, but the science has suggested for those that don't shit before they perform, they cognitively do not perform as well as those that actually defecate before a bowels are empty. So
I want to know, what type of performers are we talking about?
We're talking.
Are we talking about regular people just performing at the gym? Or are we talking about high performers? What are we talking about?
Great question. Yeah.
What's the base of the study on? Yeah.
So the study was done on triathletes, Johnny. So folks that swim, run, and swim, run, and bike, right? So
those are badass people. Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody like Richie Ingram, right? So somebody like Richie. So and Richie always talks about having to go for a shit and so forth, right? So the focus of the article was, and it was done by a team of researchers from the University of Taipei, was that emphasizing going to the bathroom before you go for your triathlon is absolutely going to have some cognitive effects on your training. And again, perhaps sounds like common sense. Perhaps not for everybody, though.
Well, and that makes a lot of sense in that setting, because those people are going through long training periods. If you're carrying around, this, number one, is your shit is toxic. And number two, if you want your body to get rid of everything that's in the way, so to speak.
Yeah. Marty.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something we did in high school, college, like as a team, like as a joke. We would say, the pregame shit. So that wasn't even like a scientific study, like you feel 10 pounds lighter, feeling about 10 pounds lighter. That was like the joke we did. So when you're feeling better, you're going to perform better automatically. So
well, I think it affects your nerves too, right? Your nervous system, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, you're talking about agility. You're talking about jumping, running. You're just going to feel like you're faster. So you're going to feel great. I'm sure Johnny, the same thing with lifting all that stuff and pushing things, and I'm sure it's the same effect.
Yeah, a lot of times, when you kind of the pregame, it's like you got to take a dump, but you're kind of on the fence. Can you sit down and let your body do its thing? It'll happen. And then there definitely is I guess you'd say like a little afterburner, so to speak, Yep.
So there's the science, guys. Go for a dump before you go for a workout. And we'll keep the show going here after the accountability check. And Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. John's going for a break. Marty's going to go for a break. We're going to bring it back here in a minute. We got a few things to talk about today. We're keeping it light. Hey, guys, there's a man who only ate potatoes for an entire year. It's all he ate was potatoes. Could you imagine only eating potatoes? We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Then we're just going to comment on how to begin again, why wait until Monday and so forth. And how long does it take your liver to return to normal? Listen, guys, I know there's some of you starting your journey today. You think, I'm going to start my journey today. No, start it now. Well, how long is it going to take your liver to recover after a night of crushing some booze last night? That conversation's coming up in a minute or so as well. All right, accountability check-in. It is January 1st, 2026. That's today. Ask yourself, what did you achieve in 25? Did you hit those audacious goals you set? Or did the year slip by again? Yeah. I'm telling you, time moves faster than you think. And if you're not intentional with 2025, it's going to end up in your big bucket of some days. Yeah, the bucket of some days. You know that bucket over there? It's sitting over there. Someday. Oh, the bucket's moved over there. Someday. I'll do it someday. I'll do it next week. It's next to the next week bucket or the next month bucket. I'll do it next hour. Listen, how about this time around, you guys? You start with the end in mind. Visualize where you want to be 1 year from now. It's January 1st, 2026. Actually think and talk as if it has already happened. What actions made it possible? What bullshit did you stop tolerating? What habits kept you consistent? What hard decisions did you make? Now, reverse engineer it. Make it happen. It's not rocket science, but you can't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow's too late. Here's the thing. Your turn. What's the first move you're making to own 2025 starting right now? Not tomorrow, not Friday, not Saturday, not Monday, January 6th. No, today, January 1st. Listen, you wait till Monday, January 6th, you're 5 days behind the guy that started today. And if you hit the snooze button, you're 5 days and 9 minutes behind. Get your ass up. It's time to go. There's your accountability check-in. That's it, Jimmy. That's the check-in today, my friend. Yes, Tommy. Hey, listen, Nation, you got Tommy sitting out in the comments there. I invite you to interact with Tommy over on the LinkedIn platform. He is looks like
You're away from the microphone, brother. Nobody can hear you.
Yes. Jimmy, I forgot to hit the live button over here. So we're going to do that one over there, Jimmy. Yeah, we got the Substack going there. Good. Yeah. Thanks for the prompt there, Jimmy. I was like, yeah, I guess I forgot to get that going. Hey, guys, so listen, there is a gentleman and that only ate potatoes for the entire, it's all he ate was potatoes the whole year. Could you imagine eating potatoes? That's it for your whole year? What do you think of that?
I'm sure he had a lot of energy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, there's a certain level of, I guess the purpose behind it. Was he exercising discipline? If he was, that's fucking stellar.
Oh, I never thought about it that way, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got there's so much behind. I mean, doing difficult shit is what this fucking life is all about.
But dude, you're bang on because you know what? You know why he did it? Because he had food addiction problems.
Well, there we go. He was exercising discipline. He was teaching himself something new.
Yeah. So he decided that he would stick to one food, which was potatoes, remove all obstacles, remove all challenges. Like we talked, Johnny, right? He's like, I'm going to remove all challenges and I'm going to only eat potatoes. And that's all he did. So I got some results here for you guys. And again, I don't like this weight stuff because weight is not about recomposition, but he was,
but it helps us have an idea of what he accomplished at least.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. He lost over 50 kilograms in the year he spent only eating spuds. He went
50 kilograms is like 60 is like, geez, that's like fuck me. That's like 100 pounds, 100 plus pounds.
Yeah, Johnny, the man went from 151.7 kilograms to just under 100 at 98.5 kilograms. He said the process totally changed his life for the better. And I'm getting over 600% of my daily iron nutrients and over 400% of my vitamin C, as well as heaps of fiber, all things that so-called experts have said I'd be low in today. The only common concern that he had was calcium, that potatoes maybe did not have enough. I think the one comment we would all agree on the show was that it would have been nice to supplement some protein into this situation as well.
Well, you know, you hear me taking a stance against fasting, right?
I know, yes.
But I'm taking a stance against fasting for the average man who's doing it for calorie restriction or some sort of a weight loss methodology.
Right.
What I don't talk about is I have fasted on and off for my whole career for one simple reason: exercising discipline.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
you go 3 days without eating, you come out the asset of that, you're a bad motherfucker. Especially if food is a tweak for you. Like for me, food is like a full-blown addiction. So it's like someone who is a goddamn alcoholic, you know, drinking heavily, saying, I'm not gonna drink at all. That's a fucking big, hard step.
Yes.
You know, so just exercising discipline with something that's very difficult for you that's fucking massive.
So Johnny, help me then. Put me on the table, man. Coach me for a moment here. So, you know, because I volunteer myself as the rest of the journey for the rest of my life. Men that are tuning in, you know, like, okay, I'm going to get on this journey as well with Uncle Keith over there. John, if I had to choose to not eat something today or to eat something, because you're all about also eating and not chasing hunger, right? So I know your methodology, eat, so you're not eat, so you're not hungry, eat, so you're not hungry. Choose good quality whole foods. Do not chase hunger. To somebody who's like, do I make a bad decision so I'm not hungry, or do I fast? Is it as simple as that, Johnny? Or is it go back?
I mean, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, it's like, if you're going to choose to, like with my methodology,
yes,
you know, speaking of which, when you made that statement, I think what we should do is I should help you with some base principles, you know, so you can take some of the principles that I teach and put it into play.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway,
on the show, 100%.
For sure. But I think the idea of, like, if you're asking me, do you make a bad food choice or fast? I think my answer is you fucking plan so you don't have, so that bad food choice is not there. So let's not use fast as a defense mechanism. That's not what it's about. Right.
Yeah.
Let's use fasting as a discipline development.
Yes. I like that. So then you would then say that somebody who puts himself into a situation where they haven't been able to plan, it happens. Your response would be, plan better next time, motherfucker. But
my response is, I told you to put almonds in your pocket, goddammit. Don't leave the fucking house without almonds in your pocket. That's what I say. What the fuck are you doing? This is one of the simple rules we put in play. If you're going to leave your fucking house, there needs to be almonds in your pocket. Period. End of story.
Or what else, Marty? Ground beef in a bag.
In that right there, but that's like planning for, okay, you know what? I know I got this stretch where I'm not going to be able to eat, so I'm driving, so I need to whip something out of my pocket to stay on top of my protein intake. That's actually planning for a situation. Almonds in the pocket is, oh fuck, something went wrong. You know, I didn't realize there's a hole in my pocket and my fucking burger fell out. What am I going to do now? Oh, thank God the other pocket didn't have a hole because their almonds are still in there. You know?
So I'm really enjoying this, because in your world and what you teach, at the end of the day, the ultimate end of the day, that almond in John Anderson's world is the superfood. It's like the magic. It's like you should never go anywhere without having an almond around, because it should help you prevent bad decisions. It should help you in situations where you haven't planned, but you should always have something to put into your stomach, and an almond's the place to start. Basically what you're saying, right, brother?
Yeah, and when we say almond is the superfood, let's define super. Super fucking convenient, you know, super easy not to fuck up. It's super because it fits the mold of fighting an emergency.
Yeah.
You know, the perfect emergency food is a hard-boiled egg, but carrying those around your pocket is not it's such an easy deal.
Yeah.
So the almonds too, you can get them flavored. So even fucking taste it. So that's why it's a soup. It's not super because it's like some individual food that if you eat, you're going to get everything you want. It's that super convenient food that if you follow my lead, you'll never miss a feeding time.
Yes.
Well, then you don't end up going to Chick-fil-A.
That's it. I'm telling you, when you miss a feeding and your blood sugar dips, it is so difficult to make the proper decision. Your brain, when your blood sugar drops, your brain starts sending out a signal saying, I need fucking sugar, because low blood sugar will kill you, right? So it starts to send off an alarm. The early alarm, you can't even hear it. You just find yourself looking at all the wrong shit.
So Johnny, again, for the next year here, or for the rest of our life, because we're not going anywhere, Anderson, you're stuck with me fuck forever now. Sorry, brother. Just saying, you too, Marty. So for the rest of our life now, essentially, what you're saying is, I've lost my train of thought. Like, this idea of the almond is nutrient dense, it's whole. You always have it around you. You should never be hungry. It's just gonna help you make better decisions. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So it's like me, Johnny, when I go upstairs here, so my day starts at 4 a.m. By the time I get out of the lab, it's 11, 12 o'clock, like, so 7, 8 hours later. I can feel myself going upstairs, Johnny, and Marty, you've been to my house, walking towards the pantry.
Yeah, and you're already in that mode.
Yeah, I'm walking towards, and I'm saying this because those guys can relate, Johnny. And I'm walking towards, I'll say this, Johnny, I'm walking towards a bad decision. And you know what I mean, right, John? You've been there, right? You're like, oh, I'm walking towards the bad decision. I better fucking lock the pantry up, or I better tape it up, I better run. And most times the brain wins, doesn't it? The bad brain wins. The bad brain goes, oh, open up the pantry. Next thing you know, you got the spoon, you got the chocolate chips, making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision.
Well, perfect example. Even like, let's use this show as a prime example.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on a 90-minute podcast that lands right in the middle of my feeding window, right?
Yes.
Well, let's use you as an example.
Yes.
Right. You usher us onto the stage and you go off the stage. You could easily get down a hard-boiled egg in that time. So
absolutely,
what you need to start doing is bring a little baggie or a little bowl with an egg or two, so that you're basically not going that long window without eating. So when you walk up the steps, you still got a grip on what's going on, because you haven't allowed your blood sugar to dip.
Yes. By the time I get upstairs, I crushed a couple eggs, maybe a little bit of almonds, and I'm not making a bad decision by the time I get up there.
What's the window from do you eat when you get up, correct?
No, I don't. I fast. I have my coffee. So my last meal, Johnny, is in the evening. So I close if you want to call it intermittent fasting, but my lifestyle is, I don't like to eat a lot during the day, right? I feel like I perform better when I'm not, like, even just cognitively, like I feel like I'm a clear mind.
Good. That's gonna be good, because it's so many people that I help feel that way.
Yes.
Because they haven't found a way to eat that actually gives them a better feeling than what you're describing.
Yeah.
So when you're eating in whatever fashion you were eating was bogging you down. Well, now all of a sudden I'm going to teach you a way that's not going to bog you down. It's going to rev you up.
Well, you know what it was, pal, right? And I'll be fully transparent. And this is great, because I'm just going to keep offering my journey up, and we're just going to keep living life together. I find, and this is, I think, probably common sense, when I make bad carbohydrate decisions early in the day, I just chase them all day. Just bad decision after bad decision, right?
So you're basically exercising discipline to make sure you don't make a bad decision by not eating until later in the day.
That's exactly it. And then what I do then is I consume my food between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. or 4 p.m. before I go to bed. So I consume my feeding window, Johnny, is like, I'd say probably 4 till 8, 4 till 9 is basically my feeding window every single day.
So you got a 5-hour feeding window.
5-hour
feeding window.
Yeah, because then I head to bed, right? So sometimes I'll have a snack at 3, but to dinner here is around between 5 and 6 o'clock, right? So if I have a snack between 4 and 6, then I'll have dinner, right? And Lauren always cooks us a great dinner. There's never complaints about dinner in this house. It's always good dinners. And speaking of dinners, yesterday we had some fun. Like, we had ribs and we had some chicken. Brookie's over here. Hey, Brookie, want some ribs or chicken? No, I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, the 8-year-old is holding up on the values. And then you know what she said, Johnny? You're going to love this. Oh, man, you're going to love this. But why, Brookie? Because I don't like how it makes me feel. Oh, Interesting. She goes, I have 2 dogs and I can't imagine. I'm like, oh, there you go. So she's putting all this together in her head, little 8-year-old, right? She's like, no, I'm not eating meat. I got dogs and I don't like how it makes me feel. So I'm not having any meat. So she's still on her journey a week into it. Yeah. Yeah.
Started to make more
Good for
sense
her,
now.
man.
It is. Well, and it's interesting because values, right? Like this 8-year-old is starting is. And you know what happened, Marty? She spent some time with Sarvina, and Sarvina was talking, about her culture and how they don't eat meat, and learning from others, and not suggesting Sarvina or blaming Sarvina, but it was just it was Brookie's ability to learn from others and be open minded to things, right? So I thought that was quite a fascinating thing here. So. All right, let's go to the fit tip, and then we got Jory Jensen joining us about 12, 15 minutes or so. And I put myself out there, and Johnny's in a coach, and Marty's in a coach, and we're going to keep this journey going alive, guys. And I'll be the leader of the pack for those of you that are going through the journey. Johnny's going to help us achieve some big ass goals here, because you know what, guys? Sometimes you got to put the shit on your back, and you got to lead. That's what I'm doing here. So
because here's the question: in your case, it's going to come down to this.
Yeah.
Do you feel better? Do you perform better? Do you look better? Look being the last of the 3. And if we can show you a new way of eating that achieves those 3 things, you'll happily fucking move on to the next phase of your life of eating.
Oh, I love it, man.
That's true. That's real. I love that.
The teaching, because you know what I love about that, Johnny? And I'm going to call you out a second here. Folks look at you just saying what it is, and they'll judge you based on your appearance. You know it. You've your whole life. Bodybuilder John, big bodybuilder John. But I
know that just on that level, it's a funny joke. The people that call me Big John don't fucking know me. That's the nickname that people. If someone says Big John, they have no clue who I am.
That's fun, because what I like about this though is that when you talk about values and what's most important, Marty, what was third on the list? Nothing to do with it was health, how you feel, and then how you look. And if you can't get the first,
how you feel will turn into how you perform. Those are the first 2. How you look is the third in the line.
I love that though, because so many folks, boys, so many men, our audience, focus on the third first. Oh,
it's easy to, if you want some quick fix result, excuse me, it's easy to sacrifice how you feel to try to create a better look, but it's not a sustainable thing. And most people will realize when they try to do that, the way that they look won't change the way they want it to. They'll end up suffering and starving themselves, and they still look like shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I always tell people, if say you're in beast mode in the gym, you crushing leg day, upper body day, crushing your cardio, then you're headed in the right path. You might have a little bit of extra body fat that you might not like how your body looks or whatever. We can make a change, but you're headed in the right direction. Don't sit here and starve yourself. Now you feel like trash. You can't perform at the high level anymore, So I don't want to take over, but I could go on a tangent.
No, but you're right, Marty. You're absolutely right. You're bang on there. It's that whole idea of, that's why I put the league together. There's a lot of things going on to achieve success, not just one thing. You can't just do legs. You can't just eat one thing. There's a lot of things that have to happen, right? You got to put it all together. So. All right, go ahead, Marty. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was just going to say, on that level, when I do exercise discipline by opening up a window where I don't eat. Right?
Yes.
As that window gets bigger, my focus, there's no question, my performance is slowly sagging down, and I can feel it.
Yes.
But keep in mind, if that's what you're used to, you don't even recognize the fact that you're losing performance.
Once
you regain it, be like, holy Christ, look what I was leaving on the table.
It's what you're used to. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Great conversation this morning with Uncle Keith, John Anderson, and Marty. We're going to get to the fit tip, and we're going to keep the chat going, and then Jory's going to join us in about 10 minutes. Let's get after him, Marty.
Let's get it, man. All right, we got the fitness tip for today. So a lot of you are starting on January 1st. It's your first day in the gym. It could have been Monday, but regardless, whenever you're starting, understand that your body's going to get sore. It's part of the process. It's normal. You're supposed to be sore. Don't freak out because you're feeling muscles that you never felt before. It feels super uncomfortable. That's what happens to everybody in their first week or their first day. So keep going. Keep showing up. Keep going to the gym. Keep working. You have to work the sore muscles so your body doesn't continue to get that shock and get when that lactic acid pops up. All right. So just understand that you're not alone. Don't quit on the gym like, man, my body, working out isn't for me. I was sore. This isn't for me. No, happens to everybody. Happens to the top athletes in the world. They still get sore. Me, Johnny, and Keith still get sore at times. So get comfortable with the discomfort. And the more you go to the gym, the less sore you're going to be. So don't freak out about the soreness. It's part of the process. Congratulations on getting to the gym. Happy New Year. And that's the fitness tip for today.
There you go. There's the fit tip of the day. And yes, Marty's right. Happy New Year and congratulations for getting to the gym today. And that's just it, righty? Hey, Marty, those that are just starting their journey today, there's never a better time to start than now. And many folks are sitting back thinking, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Monday. No. That's why today's show is about beginning again. Get going here today again.
Absolutely.
Speaking of beginning again, guys, there's some that are also looking at January to make it a dry January or a dry February. Think, okay, I'm going to stop drinking. It's awesome. Good for you. I think it's a great decision to make. I
got something to say about. Sorry to cut you off, Keith.
No, do it, brother.
This, you know what, Keith. This one grinds my gears, Keith. And I'm playing. But I've had clients who were like, all right, you've heard. I'm sure we've all heard of 75 hard.
Oh yeah.
And they'll say, all right, I'm doing 30 hard for January or 31 hard for January. I'm like, first of all, you're defeating the whole purpose of it. Right. And they're like, well, just 30 days. And then, February, I'm going to go back to doing my thing. I'm like, there's no point in doing it if you're just going to go back to the old habits in February. Keith, they don't even make it to January 14th.
I know.
January 15th.
I know.
Well, the best part about this conversation, brothers, let's just say people put in the 30-day, whatever they want to start off with doing. And they still, especially I've heard so many people with 75 hard say, yeah, but I'm doing it and I feel great. Okay. Why the fuck are you going to stop?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like you've discovered something that's making you feel good, making you happier, making you a better XYZ, and you can't fucking wait to finish. What is wrong with you?
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, let's, I see Jory in the green room. Let's bring Jory in. Let's bring her in early here. Let's bring her in part of the conversation. Jory Jensen.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I saw you there. We're having a big conversation today on January 1st. We know and I saw your message, Jory. So yes, I'm going to introduce the chat here today. And we listen. We know today's show is about new beginnings for everyone, but it's also the beginnings of these, pardon my language, guys, fucking challenges. Yeah, I'm going to do something for 30 days and I'm going to end. I just don't get that, right? Exactly. And Marty and John, I don't know if you noticed, but when I put that picture up earlier today, I put, this is day one of the rest of my life. I didn't put one of 365, one of 30, one of 90. So Jory, I put myself out there today. Yesterday I put a post up saying I was going to reveal everything today. Today I dropped the robe. And today I dropped the robe on Substack, and I'm taking the first step for all those men that, and I said to the boys, like, I don't believe in all this. I don't believe in any of it, frankly. However, some still, and leaders need to first take that first step. So there's guys today that need somebody to go, okay, you go first. So today I went first, took the robe off and said, okay, I'm going to start making I'm going to start working on better decisions so I can live longer. I'm going to start working on some better decisions so I can feel better, look better. And we're going to talk about it on the show with John and Marty, and I'm going to be the guinea pig. So that was, so boys, Jory drops a message into my feed here a couple moments ago. She's like, hey, I'm talking to my daughter about all these AI apps dropping into people's feeds today about eat this, eat that, and diet this, diet that. And we're going to talk about that in a couple moments. But before we get there, do you guys know how long it takes your liver to get back to normal if you've been drinking like a motherfucker for a long time? Science is telling us how long it takes. Any guesses?
How long does it take?
What do you think, Jory?
Oh gosh, the liver's pretty cool. It does regenerate.
You're right. It is pretty cool. Yeah.
There's a lot of factors in answering that question.
Yes. Yes, there
I
is.
don't have the answer.
How much were you drinking?
Yeah. I don't think it's possible to give the answer. I mean, even if we had all of the variables, I don't know that we could still answer. What do you think, Jory?
Well, there must be an answer though, because Keith brought it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's trivia.
So the doctor
is the person drinking a lot of water? Is the person stop eating processed foods? Is the person doing all of the shit to actually let the liver heal at its max capacity? Would be my
how much damage?
Well, and I guess to your point, Johnny, we're not talking to any of you guys that maybe have cirrhosis or early forms of cirrhosis. So if you just stop drinking, you're not going to get better. But to Jory's point, the liver is a pretty wonderful organ. And, as this Dr. Christina Lindenmeyer says, there is no one size fits all. However, what the science is suggesting is that within about 2 weeks,
I could see that.
your liver can do a really good job of getting itself back to a healthier state if you focus on getting rid of the alcohol and just focus on good water.
I mean, it's constantly trying to heal itself. It's that's all it does is regenerate.
So it's people that drink every week. So what is their liver? Does it never recover? Does it never regenerate? If that's the case.
Well, I think that's exactly the case because that's where you see liver disease and you see liver cancer and so forth with folks that are just constantly beating their liver, right? And just collectively making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision.
Well, there's clearly some sort of a place where the liver can keep up with regenerating with your bad choices, and there's a level where it can't. So are you above or below that line?
Yes. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. So, Jory, how was your Christmas break? You had your twin sister in.
Yeah.
I saw some pictures on the gram. How did you
I
guys
was looking to see if this was an imposter. I was listening to her speech. I was like, is this really her? I believe it is.
It was great. They were here from when did they arrive? 2:30 a.m. on the 25th and left on the 29th. So
nice.
It was great.
Nice. Yeah. So let's get into the conversation that many are having today, Jory. And actually, there's two conversations that are having today. Some are saying I'm starting today, and many are going, I'll just start on Monday because it's the middle of the week. It's New Year's. I still got a pantry full of food. My island's full of food. So I don't want to throw food. We'll start on Monday. But what I want to talk with you today about is that we know that today is the day many new beginnings start. The 70-day hard, the 30-day challenge, this, that. Apps everywhere, TikTok here, Instagram here, everything being put into our face to buy a program. Where do you want to start with the conversation, Jory? You had it with your daughter last night.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go with it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can go anywhere, but I'll start with one area is that it starts with having a conversation, and the conversation, whether it's with your 13-year-old daughter or if it's with yourself,
yes,
it's what does better look like? What does better look like today? So instead of waiting for Monday, what does better look like today with all the chocolates and pastries and everything that's still in your fridge? What does better look like today? Is it the water today? Maybe the food choices will be challenging for you, but can you get some more water in? Can you go out for that ski or that walk or, that swim, whatever it is, get to the gym? What does better look like today instead of waiting? And that's what it should be all year long. What does better look like? And making those steps along the way. But I had the conversation. I'm just because of what all of us do for a living.
Yes.
I immediately, as my daughter was scrolling, I said, "Hey, Allery, just so you know, there's going to be a lot of diet things coming up.
Yes.
In your feeds. If there's anything that pops up and you're curious about it, let's have a conversation, because what I do for a living is sift through the crap and what's okay and what's not okay." And she goes, "Okay, Mom, that sounds good." And like within 10 minutes, she goes, "Mom, you're right. It's all coming up." I'm like, "It sure is."
Yeah.
And so she showed me this AI app in terms of tracking food. She goes, "That's okay, right?" I said, "It can be."
Yes.
And so we had that conversation about when does, something that's dedication become dysfunction. And so a lot of these tools out there are intended for good, but it depends on where you're at too, if the outcome is good or not so good. So
that is so good, Jory. Can I jump in there right there? Just say, because what you're saying is so perfect. Because let's just say you have a saw, right? That's a tool. Well, that saw could be used for a lot of good, but not if you cut your fucking hand off with it.
Right.
So when you're going to use a tool, are you using it properly? Well, skill saws or whatever kind of saws that you would buy in fucking Ace Hardware are not intended for you to saw off your fucking hand. Well, same thing with all these tools with fitness or getting in shape or food. What is the tool intended for, and are you using it within the guidelines?
Yeah. Exactly. And a lot of them are all about weight loss, right? And
Yeah.
so what if you want like, yes, maybe you want to lose some weight, but maybe the focus is to get stronger. Maybe the focus is to build muscle. And most of these apps aren't asking you that. They're assuming that you want to lose weight.
Yes.
And they're assuming that you want to eat a certain way, not considering culture for one. Some diversity within there. And these apps still have a long way to go in terms of being able, you have to have a pretty good photo to get the density and the lighting, just to get accuracy alone. So it's just like period apps for women or girls.
Yes.
It's telling you at certain times how you're likely going to feel. But what if you don't? I've had athletes say, actually, I feel better at this time than at this time. Like, is there something wrong with me? I'm like, no, there's something wrong with the app because it's not taking you as a human into consideration. So they're all tools, right? They're all tools and guides. And yeah, so I just say have the conversation, whether it's with yourself or with someone that you care about. I do have a bunch of, I love the conversation that I came in on too, because I started laughing. All of these 31-day challenges. So there's a group of my friends and that are in a WhatsApp group, and they're starting today their 31 challenge of active living. And I'm like, fantastic. I know that for one of them that's back in here, it actually got them kickstarted to quite a good journey, and stress happened at certain points and they fell off. But so it can be a kickstart, but you're right. Like, what happens at the end of the 31 days? It's like anyone, when they say that I'm going to follow a ketogenic diet, I'm like, okay, so when you're done with it, what's next?
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, if you can throw that picture up that I threw earlier on, if you got that ready there, Jimmy, of me there on the Substack. So Jory, I purposely took a picture of myself, my shirt off, just my underwear on here today, but I purposely did not put a weight attached to it. I purposely didn't put an end date attached to it. I purposely just said I'm living my life, but I wanted to use a metaphor of bearing all. I'm going to bear my journey. I'm going to bear the ups, the downs, the struggles, the successes. It's not about being stronger at the end of it because there's no end. It's not about losing weight to be leaner at the end because there's no end. It's about me sharing with our audience and men that are looking for a way to get started. I'm inviting them just to get started with me, right? And then knowing that those images are going to tell a story along the way, right? That if I'm consistently making good decisions, A, I should live longer. B, I'm probably going to feel better. And C, the image is probably going to look differently than the one I took today. Do you follow me?
I do. Yeah.
And that's the mindset that I took of it, right? So is it going to make different decisions when we go for dinner on Friday? Well, it might educate kind of the decisions that I make, right? Because I know I'm taking a picture the next day, but that's a good thing because it holds me accountable, right? And it's not about, oh, I can't eat because I got to lose weight today because John said I can't eat. No, that's not what I'm trying to teach. That's not what we're trying to teach here.
Well, you're never going to hear me say you can't eat.
I know. I love that about you. Yes.
Me too.
Unless you're exercising discipline.
Right. Yes. And that's what many of us struggle with, is finding the discipline side of things.
Yeah.
Right?
And not just that you can't eat or you can eat, but sometimes it's really about what you can do, right? So you can eat. And like I've mentioned before, being online, it's and I'm very passionate about teens right now because that's my world. I'm living at home personally, and it's not about you can't. It's not right now, right? So if she got up right now and looked and saw the toffee in the cupboard, I would be like, you absolutely can have that, just not right now.
Yeah, well, you said that before. Exactly. It's just teaching the moment. Right?
Yeah. So when we go out for dinner on Friday, you can decide, is this a yes right now? And will you, take a picture in the morning and be more bloated? And you'd be like, okay, so I know what foods make me feel uncomfortable, right? So it could be a learning opportunity. It's not a loss. It's just, it's not making every day a potential learning opportunity of what.
But let's keep going here because that's kind of the point of life and journeys, right? Because people do go for dinner. People do go to situations. And I go, and again, my goal with this is to help others and teach others what happens along the way, right? So, okay, so I'm going for dinner with our nutritionist, Jory, on Friday. We'll keep talking about on Saturday, whether he feels shitty, whether he made a bad decision, whether he made a good decision, that all, because it's called life. It's not about trying to be restrictive and not enjoying life. Because I think John and Marty, you hear that from a lot of folks too, right? Going, I just want to enjoy life. I just want to go crush burgers and pizza all the time. And I want to have a good life.
What type of enjoyment are you talking about?
Exactly. No, I know, but you'll hear often from folks, which is I like my comfort food. I like to go have my burgers and my pizza and my wings and my beers with my buddies. Okay, that's great. No judgment. There's going to be results for that.
Is that what better looks like for you, is what I would ask.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I like that question. Yeah. Marty.
And Johnny always says, a lot of people don't know better because they never been on the side of better. So they think that
you don't know how bad you feel till you finally feel good.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
There, I knew you were looking for
good,
it.
so they don't know what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jory, what do you say to folks that are sitting back and considering starting their journey today, but they're looking around their house at all the food, and they're going, but I don't want to waste it all. I don't want to. I like what? I know it sounds like such a common sense question, but for many, it's not. It's like, well, no, but I'm not going to waste this food. I got a bunch of food sitting here. Should I eat it? Should I not eat it?
Well, there's something that's called the freezer. That's one. The other is there are people maybe in the neighborhood that probably could use some extra food, or maybe not in your neighborhood, but they're a neighborhood nearby. You can take a look around. And then there's the, you can have some. Doesn't mean you have to have all. And then it's what's one thing amongst all of this that you can do that is making you feel like you're doing something good for yourself. So just because it's there doesn't mean you have to, right? It's like clothing trends. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So it's the same thing. It's taking a look at what's reasonable for you, because there's so much guilt and shame. This time of year is hard for many people.
I know. I agree with you. That's why I decided to offer myself up first. Going, okay, guys, I take my shirt off, take my pants off, and here we go. Just like Johnny said, here I'll be naked for everybody. I'll be first because I know a lot of folks feel that way.
And so and I have a ton of stuff too. Some stuff I actually just the other day threw it out. I mean, 3 days in the fridge. Like, seriously, when in doubt, throw it out. So I tossed it because yes, we love cabbage rolls, Ukrainian side of the family, and our pierogies. But at some point, it's just sitting there.
Yes.
And and then the other people that are trying to change body composition, well, it can either go to waste or go to your waist. You decide.
Speaking of waste, Marty made a great piece of content a couple of days ago, which I absolutely agree with. And this is not about body shaming. This is just about reality. I don't like mannequins that have beer bellies. I don't know where in society we decided that beer bellies are good for because we all know they're not. And I know this is not about aesthetics and about having six packs. We know that if we carry more belly fat, it is not good for our health. That's a fact. That's a fact, is it not?
It's an absolute fact.
It is a fact.
It's a fact. So why we put mannequins out there to make men feel better about themselves with a t-shirt on? Like Marty, you should
buy the fucking clothes that shitty looking mannequin is wearing because that's what they resonate with.
I get it, Johnny. I get it and I understand it, but I can still offer my negative opinion about it, and I'll use the word hate.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you for sure.
I also think though the mannequins that are out there that are not showing the beer belly are unrealistic though for most humans.
Don't disagree with you there either. There's a balance. I don't disagree with you there.
There needs to be a balance because there are so many and it starts from young up. They see what are they supposed to be and they're perfectly healthy and beautiful the way they are, right? So it comes from all parts of the body. What's realistic for some is not realistic for others. So I think it's both, but I agree to elevate the acceptance of, we just let ourselves go and we don't look at the health markers and implications. So I do agree with that, but there's also been the other side for so long that I think it's nice for people to say, okay, this is where I am. That person looks like, or that mannequin looks like me. I can relate. But I see the harms both ways.
Yes.
Well, when I make posts like that, I'm not telling anyone to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't walk around with this six pack all year. But I think we've gotten into a culture where, yes, love yourself. Yes, accept yourself. Yes, be positive to yourself. But I think it's an issue because people are just letting themselves go, making terrible decisions daily. And just saying, well, I love myself though, so it's okay. And I think that's kind of when you get the mannequin like that, I think it's influencing that. Now, of course, I don't say all of that on social media because I only get 1 minute to talk. But I do think it's detrimental though. And I think you look at the obesity rates, look at the preventable diseases people are dying from. I think that culture has done more harm than good for us, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree.
Well, I think
what we've done is go
self-love.
overboard. Yeah.
Self-love is discipline. Let's get that straight.
Yes.
Self-love is not, I'm going to go do something that's going to fuck me up. That's not self-love, right? And then the next thing is, it just comes down to each individual's standard. What is their standard for how they feel? What is their standard for how they perform? What is their standard for how they look? Yep. Everybody is going to end there. They all end up looking and feeling and performing. It all matches up to their standards. So you got to, if like Marty, you're saying, I don't walk around with abs all year because that's your standard. That's not important to you. Some people it is. Some people, their standard is X, Y, Z. And I think when people tend to, people tend to not understand it's their own personal standard that determines where they end up.
And when I say I don't walk around with abs all year, it doesn't mean I'm not putting work in. It doesn't mean I'm not watching what I eat. It doesn't mean I'm not, still doing what I'm supposed to do. Opposed to someone who say, well, I don't have abs all year, and they're not doing a damn thing to better themselves or to stay on point. That's the difference. You understand what I'm saying?
But if you decided, you said, you know what, I'm going to change my standard. I'm going to have abs all year. And you embrace that standard. That's what you would do.
Yeah, I'm doing it in 2025.
No, 2025. Wait till next year.
Next year starts on a Monday.
Yeah. I really hope that the thought process is not just focused on a look, though, right? Like, I mean,
100%. How you feel is the first thing.
Yeah. It's your health, your how you're feeling. Do you feel comfortable going shopping for clothing? Do you feel comfortable walking into a grocery store, making decent decisions? Like, there's a lot to it. But I understand that most of us want to look good, which adds to the feeling good for sure.
So majority, what you missed, Johnny said something earlier on in the show here as I was kind of going through my own revelations here, and I loved it because we will look at John and judge him immediately by his appearance. Sure. And then we'll immediately think that his values relate to what his appearance is. But as he said to me, he's like, Keith, hold on a second here. We got to get how you're feeling better. We got to get how you're performing better.
Feel, perform.
And then if those two are good, then we'll focus on the look. The look part happens as a result. And I love that because that's not what you'd expect to hear from him.
Yeah,
right.
The look is really
right?
It's the byproduct.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Well, and I know for me, I'm putting myself as the guinea pig. I know for me, it's about feeling good in my clothes. When I'm feeling when my clothes are feeling a little tighter around my thighs or on my waist, I fucking hate it. And I know we all do, but I know how to do something about it. And then when I go shopping for clothes or when I put those clothes on, I just feel better. I feel more confident. And that's what it comes down to, right, Jory? And then the results are when I take the shirt off, I look better. But that's not the focus. It's how I feel when I put those pants on. And I feel, and then I put the jacket on. I'm like, oh yeah, there we go. I feel pretty good about that.
It's a byproduct. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's a byproduct.
100%.
100%. We got a comment here from Peaches. So true. Their thighs need to be thicker, healthier, and better are my goals. Yes, better mom, better partner, a better sister, a better friend, and an overall better me. That's exactly it, Peaches. It's all about discipline. It all starts in your own mirror first here. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, we're going to work towards wrapping it up. I promised Jimmy and the gang we'd do 60 to 70 minutes here today. Johnny, I know we missed your lifestyle tip. We'll get back to it tomorrow. I wanted to bring Jory into the chat here earlier today, and excited about going for dinner with Jory on Friday, which is tomorrow, and then keeping this train going for 2025. Jory, what do you got going on today? And I got to tell you, when you reached out yesterday, should I join on Wednesday or Friday or Monday? I was like, the boys have been wondering where the hell you are. Like, they're missing you.
Yeah, Jory, come on, Jory. We miss you, Jory.
So
I was so hoping we were going to get an imposter and have to try to figure it out. That's what I was looking for.
That would have been cool too.
It would have been cool. I just knew they drove 14 hours to come in, and they were just recovering the whole time. So.
Oh man!
Wow, that's a long drive.
Yeah, but yeah, tonight I am going out to eat. It's nice. My mother-in-law's birthday, so we are going out to eat. So that's going to make 2 nights this week. going
Nice.
out.
There you
So,
go.
Is
Um,
Friday like
I-
family? Is Friday family dinner night in Winnipeg?
No.
I'm just messing with you because I know you went out with Keith on a Friday. What was that? Last week? Or
we're going
2
on
weeks
this
ago?
Friday. No, we haven't gone yet. We're gonna go this
Oh, you
Friday.
didn't go yet. I thought y'all went already.
And,
Oh, okay.
and I've never met Jory in person. I've never physically seen
Oh,
her. I've never met
okay.
her
My
husband.
bad. My bad.
So we're gonna go meet, and then but most importantly, John and Marty, I'm gonna meet Jory and Lauren and just step away because those two can just talk.
Oh yeah. Oh, Lauren's gonna have. Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
exactly, Marty. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. So Marty, when it's time to say goodbye, I'm going to give them both a heads up an hour in advance that by the time
Oh yeah.
but the 60 minutes will be done because it'll be okay. We're leaving now. An hour later, we'll finally be leaving. Jory Jensen, I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate you joining us here this morning. I thought when Lauren's like, "Oh, Jory's gonna be on the show today," yes, because what a great message that sends to the world, and not that we, and I know you're getting up anyways, but just this whole idea, people are like, "Yeah, let's get started today," right? So I appreciate that.
Oh no, for sure. I actually missed all of you. It was like oh, everyone else in my family sleeping in, but you know what? I miss these guys. So
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's awesome. Jory, you have an awesome day today. We'll catch up with you a little later along the way.
yeah, absolutely. And all of you, Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year, Jory.
Happy New Year, Jory.
Yeah.
Take care. All right, boys. Well, listen, I said that we're going to be going 60 to 70 here today. I know, Marty, you got to get rocking and rolling. You got a day in the gym today, Marty, or you got a day off today?
Nah, I'm going to do my workout, but I'm not going to work.
Yeah,
Not going to-
is the gym
my
closed?
day.
For work? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, good for you. Yeah, yeah.
It's open, but it's my day.
Yeah, Johnny, what do you got going on today, brother?
Yeah, today's a no training today. Well, I should say no lifting weights. Yeah, my early morning stuff. I always get the blood pumping to feel better. But yeah, it's I got a lot of good stuff to focus on with the business, so I'm excited to dive into some of the stuff that's unfolding for the new year.
Yeah, you and me both, which I'm
Yes,
excited
sir.
about that as well. So we're going to do the community spotlight. We're going to do community corner, career spotlight. We're going to cut the show up, and then eagerly just going to keep this journey going tomorrow into next week, and laying it all out there, guys. You're going to keep seeing this journey with myself, John and Marty here, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends, and we're going to get back to our regular 75, 90-minute shows, your 120-minute shows as we get into next week. Thought we'd keep things light here, and most importantly for my friends in the Philippines there who are like, hey, yesterday I was like, yeah, go have New Year's, man. Like they haven't had New Year's, so. But
Absolutely, man.
John, Marty, have a good one, boys. I'm going to do the creator spotlight, and we'll catch up with you guys on the next version of our loop, which is tomorrow. All right.
See y'all tomorrow.
Have a good loop, everyone.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. See you, John. See you, Marty. They're going to get out of here. And me and producer Jimmy are going to keep it rolling here, Jimmy. We're going to make Jimmy famous. Yes, we are. We're going to look at that camera over there. So, Jimmy, let's get to the community corner. Yeah. So this is the part of the show where we like to celebrate somebody on the platform, the LinkedIn platform, and then eventually the Substack platform, which is right over there. We're going to be doing that as well. What's up, Peaches? Good to see you here sticking around with us. All right. So, Jimmy, I'm going to look for my tab. Where is it? Oh, yes, sirree. Yeah, so this is good conversation right now because I'm trying to find what I'm looking for, and I'm struggling to find it right now because I'm just hey, Jimmy, can you drop the link here? Because somewhere in my journeys, I have lost the link to our creator spotlight here this morning. And so we're going to get that going here in just a quick second as we keep the show going on here. Listen, if you guys need something to do today and you got a big performance ahead of you, as we learned earlier on in the show, you need to go to the restroom. That would be the good thing you can do first of all to get yourself going here to increase your performance for today's show. For today, get to that restroom as part of your journey. There we go there, and there we go there. Okay, all right. Just getting used to some new workflows and processes here on the show. Okay, so listen, how do you transform ordinary days into extraordinary stories of business success and personal growth? Well, I know how. There's a guy here with over 2 decades in business administration and management. He's embarked on a journey to answer this question every day. He's not just a professional. He's a perpetual student of life, dedicated to mastering existing skills while relentlessly pursuing new ones. Yeah, the guy doesn't settle down. He's got a career that spans diverse roles where he's honed expertise in organizational culture, business strategy, marketing, powerful storytelling, and brand management. This guy is the leader of the ECF at Media at East Coast Facilities. This guy is all the way from Saratoga Springs, New York. He's got a great LinkedIn profile. So today, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, but not as good a profile as me. Dude, you got to get the bed head. You got to get that going there. That's what really makes you stand out on the platform. But today, anyways, we're going to take a moment to celebrate Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Is Jimmy, I'm going to put this over there. We're going to celebrate Joshua Brecht. He's a storm chaser. Yes, he is. Josh is a storm chaser scaling ECF past $100 million with media. He's the executive producer of Storm Chasing, coming soon, and he's on a mission to meet Tom Cruise. Dude, anybody on a mission to meet Tom Cruise, somebody we ought to have on our show. But I came across Tom in my LinkedIn feed, and I'm like, I got to meet this guy. This guy chases storms for a living. But he likes to chase storms. So Joshua Brechter, we would love to have you on the show to talk about what you're doing, talk about storm chasing. Maybe we'll take the show on the road and do a little bit of storm chasing with Joshua Brechter on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. And here's how it works, Josh. There might be somebody in your orbit who's doing some great things. We want to invite them on the show with you so you can celebrate them on the community corner, the creator spotlight on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. So Josh, we're celebrating you, brother. The storm chaser, scaling ECF past $100 million. Great work, my friend. That's awesome. Hey, Jimmy, that'd be fun to go chase some storms, eh? Go chase them in the Philippines. You know what we do? We bring you over here to North America. You and I get into a truck. We'll drive around North America and go chase some tornadoes, and that'd be good times. Eh? Good times. All right, listen, we're going to get out of here. We're going to wrap the show up here today. I promised everybody that we just do a 60 to 75 minute here today on the good old Mornings in the Lab platform here today. And we're going to get back to our regular length show programming here as we get into next week. As we continue to tweak, iterate. Remember, today on Substack, we're going to drop the details on our contest. We're going to give $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. $1,000 Substack. Yeah, true story. We're going to give $1,000 to somebody who's tuning into the show on a regular basis. So we're dipping into the old morning show radio archives of contests, and we are going to give somebody $1,000 for being a regular listener of our show. All you got to do is show up and check in. So details dropping later today on the Mornings on the Lab Substack page inside the lab, our newsletter over on Substack. So I invite you to subscribe to that so you can get in on the contest. You got to be a member of our Substack community. You got to like us on LinkedIn, and you got to like us on YouTube, and check in daily. And at the end of a period of time, first quarter, we give some cash out. So that's how those details are going to drop later today. Jimmy, let's get out of here, man. Let's go cut some work up. And I'm going to go get a lift in. No, it's actually Wednesday. It's yoga day today. I'm going to get a little bit of rest today. I'm going to get some sleep today. I'm going to take a nap today. Late night last night for New Year's. So I'm going to have a little nap today. I'm going to get my rest in. And then we're back at it tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time right here. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, myself, Marty, Johnny. And day 2 of the shirt off. Guys, join me. Join the journey. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait until Monday. Damn it. Get going today. That's it. Jimmy, let's go, brother. Let's get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. See you in the lab.